Welcome to my dad's car. Enjoy!
Welcome to My Dad's Car, a podcast discussing our personal relationship with automotive nostalgia. And you know what? It doesn't even have to be about your dad's car. It can be your mum's, your grand's, your parents', guardians, or even a neighbour's. If it made an impression, let's talk about it.
Hello.
Aha! You here, John? Cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I don't know what happened then.
No worries. Yeah, John. Meet Steve.
You all right, Steve?
Yeah. Hi, John. How you doing?
How you doing? Yeah, good. Not too bad, thanks.
Good.
Oh, well, we'll jump into this.
Yeah, cool. Nice one.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming onto the show.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, hopefully should be a bit of fun. For the benefit of the tape, we met through Volkswagens, didn't we? You've got is it a Derby or a Polo?
Yeah, it's a Derby, a 78 Mark 1 Derby, yeah.
So, I bought my Polo Mark 1 in 2003, I think, and you probably were already messing around with those.
No, 2004 was mine.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, 20 years this year, yeah, I've had it.
So, yeah, we've bumped into each other at various shows over the years, so...
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Long time.
So, yeah, here we are, 20 years later,
Yeah.
talking about cars. So, yeah, what's your earliest car memory?
So the first car I remember my parents having was a Datsun Cherry.
Okay.
That was my mum's. So that was my dad got it for my mum to taking us to school in and stuff.
Yeah.
So my mum just let us do whatever we wanted in it. We had stickers all over the interior panels and stuff. So it was pretty cool.
What colour was it?
Do you know what? I was thinking that this morning. I can't remember. It was either yellow or red. I should remember, but I can remember the car, but I can't remember the colour.
And that was driven by your mum, was it?
Yeah, it's my mum's, yeah. I think my dad at the time had a van, something like an old Morris. Is it a Morris?
Okay.
Marina. I think it was a Marina.
Nice.
Sorry, I can't quite remember that. I remember pictures of it, but I can't fully remember it, yeah.
Is your dad in a trade of some description, hence the van, or...?
He was a maintenance fitter at an extrusions plant.
Okay.
So, like a big factory, he just like looked after all the machinery there and stuff. And so, yeah, but he was always into DIY. And mum and dad built their own house.
Oh, wow.
So probably had the van for doing stuff for that.
Yeah. Datsun Sunny, you were going to school in it.
Cherry.
Oh, sorry, Cherry, yeah.
Keep up, mate. Come on.
Later replaced by the Sunny, perhaps. Yeah, were you in the car on your own, or you got siblings?
I've got a little brother. He's 13 months younger than me, so pretty similar age. Yeah.
Okay. So fights in the back, was there?
Oh yeah, plenty of fights. Yeah.
What came after the Cherry?
So after that, they had a Renault 9. I think one of you posted a photo of a Renault 9 last week.
Was it a green thing? Was that it?
Yeah.
I thought it was an 11. So, yeah, okay.
Yeah, the 11 was like the hatchback version. Was yours the 11 then? Yeah, ours was the saloon, so it was a 9.
Yeah, this one I saw locally was a saloon. Yeah.
So ours was a 1.4, a silver one.
Okay.
So, yeah, that was like the first kind of nice car that my parents had when I was around. And we had that for a long time.
Is there any logic to those numbers that Renault were giving out at the time? Were it like films or something and just naming them? That's the first Renault. That's the sequel.
I know they had the Renault 4, didn't they? Which was a little bit like a squared off 2CV. And then they brought the Renault 5 out after that.
Yeah. So then the 9 was a larger car. So, yeah.
And then, potentially followed that with the 11. Then there was the 19, wasn't there? Which was sort of a...
Yeah, sorry. My first car was a 19.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. From, remembering my dad's 9.
Yeah,
and when I started looking for a car, I got a 19.
Yeah, I remember a few kids at college had 1916 valves.
Yeah.
Nice cars.
And that was like, yeah, really cool.
Yeah, I made mine look like a 16 valve, but it was only 1.4. Yeah, cut a hole in the bonnet for the bonnet vent.
So, yeah, I think obviously the smaller the number, the smaller the car. They went up to what, 20, 21?
Yeah, 21.
I think there's one bigger than that, isn't there?
I think there might be a 25. Is that right?
It's something like, like really big, 7 seats.
Yeah.
HGV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you had that, and were you going away on holiday in that as well? And
yeah, we were. No, I was thinking about that. We had most of our holidays were in the UK, either North Wales or down to Dorset or And yeah, we'd always set off super early, have the duvet in the back. And we'd pretty much always stop at a little chef for breakfast.
Oh, yeah, the little chef.
Nice.
Yeah. And it would pretty much always buy a pack of top trumps, like Wara the little chef.
Yeah.
And then play them when we were on holiday in the back of the car.
They used to have the top trumps on like a rotating sort of whirligig sort of stand, didn't they?
Yeah. I used to love it.
Didn't they used to have, was it either a little chef or like a happy eater, and then next to it was always another restaurant? They were normally kind of in partnership. Maybe there was like a Burger King, which was a takeout, and then they had
maybe
a little chef for a sit-in or something along those lines, I seem to recall.
Yeah, I can't remember, but yeah, it was always a little chef that we stopped at.
I think there are still a few little chefs around, aren't they? I don't think they've all completely gone.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I know the ones locally to here went. I think Happy Eater went first, and then Little Chef stuck around a little bit longer.
Yeah, it's a shame. I think through the 90s, I don't think you went on holiday in the UK unless you went to a Little Chef.
As a staple, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
A staple part of most people's journeys, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I guess, they must have been replaced by McDonald's, Burger King,
and
all of those, I suppose.
Mm.
Yeah, I bet they couldn't compete with the prices, because it's a proper sit-down meal with cutlery and plates and everything. I don't know.
Yeah. I seem to remember taking my nan to McDonald's for the first time, and she was sort of a little bit puzzled there wasn't cutlery.
Yeah.
I think we had to stop somewhere on a trip, and it was like, we'll have to get this. I don't know what she ordered.
How was the Cherry on the long journeys, Steve? Was it reliable?
To be honest, I don't really remember going on holiday in the Cherry. It was more the Renault 9. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I don't think the Cherry was that great an example, to be honest.
Were your parents, I don't know whether you'd know, were they shopping for kind of second-hand cars? Were they buying these new or sort of off a forecourt?
Yeah, mum and dad, before we came along, because they built their house, they were always having bangers.
Mm.
And then dad got the Cherry for mum. And then the Renault 9 was the first sort of half-decent second-hand car we had. But they did have, in 1968, I think it was, they bought a brand new Volkswagen Beetle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which I was, loving Volkswagens, I thought that was ace, but way before I was around.
Yeah.
And they had it a year and they hated it and got rid of it.
No.
I don't know where my love of Volkswagens comes from. It's not from them.
Yeah. I guess we'll come to your cars in a bit because you've got sort of a few different vehicles and they may or may not sort of tally to your other memories, I guess. So, Renault 9.
Yeah.
Do you know what was after that?
After that was the Astra Estate, which is the first thing that I commented on one of your posts.
Ah, yeah.
We had that for a long time. I think Dad got that when it was an ex-fleet car, so I think it was like 3 years old, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, we bought that from a dealership in Knutsford from a bloke called Barry Cheeseman.
Oh, that's class.
You can never forget his name. It was a long time ago, but yeah, Cheeseman is a good name. We had that for years and obviously used it for summer holidays, and I borrowed it. I used to go down Newquay quite a bit in the summer.
Yeah.
So every time I went down there, I borrowed it, and yeah, it's a cool car. We had it for a long time, and then after that, he bought another Astra Estate. and my brother had an Astra Estate at the same time as well.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, we've had a few of them.
In that photo, was there an XR3i Cabriolet?
Yeah.
Was that a family car too, or was that just happened to be?
Yeah, that was my mum's, yeah.
Okay.
So that was a 90 spec XR3i.
Was it a convertible?
It was a convertible, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool car. We've only sold it in the last sort of 4 years, unfortunately.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But yeah, so my dad got it, my mum, in about 98, I want to say, 97, 98.
All right.
And my mum used it for work. My mum's a nurse and she travelled around to different doctors, surgeries and stuff. And someone scraped down the side of the front wing. And after that, my mum just didn't want to use it. So it got put away at the factory where my dad worked, just kind of in a storeroom.
Mm.
And it stayed there until my dad retired.
Oh, wow.
And then dad brought it home, and then it sat in mum and dad's garage for a bit. And then I moved it to my garage. We got it back on the road. And yeah, unfortunately, he decided to get rid because I had enough cars and my brother's not interested in cars. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gone to a good guy who's got a massive collection of cars and he sold them back when they were new. So it's kind of pride of place in his car collection.
Fantastic. My mum had a Golf Cabriolet, Mark 1 Golf Cabriolet for a bit when I
nice.
when I was sort of, I guess might have even been able to drive, actually. I remember driving it. So, yeah, perhaps I was driving by then. But, yeah, that was quite nice just to pot around. But,
Yeah.
yeah, I've always thought, obviously, with my two girls, whether or not sort of a cabriolet as a second car would be quite fun. Like, as kids, sat in the back seat, roof down.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we used to love going out in the Escort. My dad bought it my mum one Christmas.
Oh, it was a surprise.
Yeah, it's a surprise. Yeah, so we hid it in the garage. And at the time, there was no path going to the garage. It was just grass. And I remember pulling in one night and you could see the tyre tracks leading up to the garage. I was like, oh, God, I hope Mum doesn't notice that. But she didn't. And then, yeah, she was like super surprised on Christmas morning.
Fantastic.
And at the time, I worked at a pub as like a waiter.
Yeah.
And Mum and Dad gave us a lift on Christmas morning. So I was working Christmas Day at the pub. Yeah, turned up in this cool XR3i convertible. It was ace.
Roof down or roof up?
Oh, I've got to have the roof down. It was freezing, but you know, by a convertible, you've got to have the roof down.
I saw someone on New Year's Day roof down. I thought, that's keen, isn't it?
Yeah, you've got to do it.
7 degrees.
Yeah.
Their toes are on fire from the heater.
Yeah.
But yeah, about 3 degrees, sort of waistband up. They're just shivering.
Yeah.
Full ski mask on and everything.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, I used to have an Alfa Romeo Spider convertible, and me and my mate used to take it in turns driving to work, and I'd always have the roof down, and he'd just like moan. So yeah, he was quite happy when I got rid of that and got a Golf.
So the vehicles you've got now, Steve, obviously, I think you've got a split bus, haven't you?
Oh, yeah.
VW split. You've got a Land Rover.
Yeah.
You've got the Derby.
That's it.
Are any of those been influenced by kind of cars from your youth?
The Land Rover. My first car was a Land Rover that me and my dad bought when I was 14.
Okay.
So we built the garage to restore the Land Rover.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was cool. It was a long wheelbase Series 3, but it needed a lot of work. So the more you dug into it, the worse it was. And we stripped it down to a chassis, got all the welding done, and unfortunately, I lost interest and started, getting interested in girls and drink. So yeah, unfortunately, that never got finished. And then I sold that Land Rover like quite a long time ago now, and I've always had like a wanting for another one. So yeah, I've got a 69 short wheelbase 2A at the moment.
Okay.
Which I thought it was pretty good when I bought it, but
oh no,
the more you dig into it, it's getting there. I'm not giving up.
It's good to hear.
So hopefully, yeah, this summer he'll be back on the road.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Volkswagens, like the split screen, I never had them when we were kids, and I don't know, it's probably from going to campsites in North Wales where you'd stay in a caravan, and I probably saw them and thought, yeah, I quite like that, and then
yeah.
So I've ended up getting one. I've had that 13 years, so yeah.
Oh wow.
We use it most years for our summer holidays. We've been south of France, down to Dorset, around Scotland, all over in it. It's cool.
It's good when it's getting used properly, isn't it, rather than just sitting there.
Yeah, definitely. No, when I first bought it, like I joined the split screen forum, and I remember, I don't know if it was me or someone else asked a question about sleeping in it, and someone was like, oh, we don't sleep in ours. I was like, well, what's the point of having a Devon camper van if you're not going to sleep in it? But yeah, no, it's good. Like, yeah, we use it most of the time.
Yeah, obviously in the line of work that I do, I used to joke that some people just buy them to match their T-shirt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rather than actually use them as intended or kind of have any sort of passion for them.
Yeah, that's it.
Do you recall kind of music from road trips and stuff as a kid? Any vehicles with cassettes stuck in them or?
Yeah, my mum always had a Beatles cassette in her cars. So yeah, I grew up listening to the Beatles.
Okay.
And my dad was the total opposite, and he'd have Classic FM on. So yeah, he'd have a cigar and Classic FM.
He'd smoke in the car, would he?
Not very often, to be honest, but yeah, he did like the odd cigar.
Yeah.
And listen to classical music, yes.
Very eloquent.
Yeah, not like me.
I smoked a few passive cigars in my time, Steve, I must say.
Yeah.
Probably more than I should have done, that's for sure.
It's not stunted your growth. You come out all right.
Boosted it, if anything.
Yeah. Well, yeah, my brother's 6'4", so yeah,
same as me. Yeah,
yeah.
Must have been something in that nicotine.
Yeah.
Oh,
goodness.
Yeah. So also, I made a couple of notes just to see if there was anything. Yeah, my dad had an MGB when he was younger.
Okay.
But he sold that when he was doing the house up. I think it was just kind of in the way, and some bloke knocked on one day, and I think he got 50 quid for it.
Oh, no.
And he always regrets selling it, unfortunately.
Is it a Roadster or a Coupe?
Yeah, sorry, a Roadster, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it had wire wheels. That's what he told us, yeah. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, no, it sounded cool. He doesn't have any photos of it, unfortunately.
So he's pretty hands-on then, is he, your dad?
Oh, yeah.
If he built a house and restored a Land Rover?
Yeah, super hands-on. So, like, every time I wanted to lower a car or something, we'd take it to the factory where he worked, because there was always a big workshop there with tools.
Yeah.
And, he'd help. No, Dad's super hands-on. Yeah, he can pretty much do anything. Like, loads of my mates, if they need something doing when we were younger, he'd bring it round ours and Dad would help sort it out. So, yeah, he's good. He knows what he's doing.
Did he teach you to drive as well?
He did, yes, in the Astra.
Okay.
Yeah, so there was like a dead-end road in like the village near where we lived, so we'd just go up there. I think when I was 16, we did that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first thing that I learned to drive on was a dumper truck. So like probably when I was about, 12, 13, we had a dumper truck in the garden. Because the house was finished, but the garden never seemed to get finished for a while.
Yeah.
And so I used to ride around on this dumper truck, which was pretty cool.
Enough room in the garden to get a kind of a decent lap in, or?
Yeah, it wasn't huge, but yeah, you could drive it around easily.
You didn't have to do sort of Austin Powers 3-point turns.
No, it's nothing like that. But yeah, you could drive it around.
Yeah.
But we used it. My dad, because it was a dumper, we took the bucket off the front. My dad made an A-frame because we made like a big wall out the back with like massive stone blocks. So we had the A-frame and I'd drive the dumper. Dad would be on the pull lifts, lift the blocks up, and then I'd drive them into position and lower them. So yeah, they were big blocks, like sort of, meter wide sort of thing, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was my introduction to driving.
Are they driven pretty similar to a car?
Yeah.
They 3-pedal?
Yeah, 3 pedals, the same. Yeah, it was a 3-speed gearbox, obviously super slow,
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a diesel, like with a handle to start it.
Carrying a bit of weight, aren't you, with the
Yeah.
the dampers?
Yeah. But you could wheel spin it if you kind of had it in first gear, keep your foot on the clutch, just keep revving it, and then dump the clutch. It'd wheel spin. So yeah, that was quite cool when you're sort of 13.
Is it the sort of thing you'd let your friends have a go? Would they come around at the weekend and you'd all have a go, or was it?
Oh, I don't know if they did actually. I remember my brother nearly crashing it. Well, he did crash it, and he would have been on the main road if it wasn't for hitting a tree. So, yeah, so it was, it's good fun.
I went to school with a kid and he had a motorbike and he used to sort of ride around the back garden. His back garden wasn't huge. It was kind of like a semi-detached house or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, he used to kind of whiz round that garden on his like 50cc bike.
Yeah. Oh. I remember, I think it must have been the Datsun when we'd had other cars. I remember sitting in that because I was sat on the drive for a while and just, pretending to drive in it and stuff. This is like when we were pretty young. And like my mates had come round and we'd sit in it. So yeah. Yeah.
Do you recall any other kind of vehicles from like neighbours and stuff like that? Stuff of interest?
Yeah, over the road. Like, 'cause Mum and Dad lived on a main road, so we didn't really have a neighbour as such. But over the road, there was a farm. And a guy who lived a bit further down, he kept his classic cars in there.
Okay.
So he had a Porsche 356.
Oh, lovely.
And a big old Bentley. I'm not sure, like a sort of 50s one. I'm not sure what model it was, but that was pretty cool. And I'm going to have to get this in. One of my best mates, his dad had a Citroen BX.
Hey.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, there we go.
You've been itching for that one, Sean. So, thanks, Steve.
Oh, what a start to the year that is.
Yeah, so...
Thanks, Steve. That's great.
No, it's a cool car. I remember, when we finished junior school, we had to do a project on something, and I wrote about the factory where my dad worked, and he wrote about his dad's Citroen BX. Yeah.
Are you still in touch with him? It sounds like we should get him on.
Yeah, he lives in Canada now, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm friends with him on Facebook and Instagram and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to read the project.
Yeah, well, no, he's a clever guy, and he did like a whole thing on the it's not air suspension, is it? What is it? Is it hydraulic?
Is it hydronatic?
Yeah, I can't remember. It's something like that. It's called, isn't it?
It's fluid,
Yeah.
isn't it? I think.
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
Or hydraulic.
I don't think it's just hydraulic. I think it is. It's got a certain name, but I can't remember. I think it is hydraulic, but does have a name.
Hopefully, it won't be too long till I see one this year. Obviously, saw one late last year, didn't I? That nice black one.
Yeah.
He sort of fell over when I walked around the corner. It was just literally there. It's like a bit of a shock seeing that time warp.
It's funny, isn't it? At the time, I wasn't that keen on them.
No.
But now I think they look quite cool. Yeah, but in fact, thinking about it, my cousin, he had BX GTI at one point.
Nice.
I remember seeing it once. He was a bit older than me. He's about 10 years older than me. So he must have had it when he was in his 20s. So I would have been a teenager.
I've only got £1, so I'll have to put something different into the jar.
There's some vehicles which you kind of walk past and spot, and you don't sort of consider them to be old.
Yeah.
There was a Type 2 camper van I posted the other day. Opposite that on the road is a Merc on an M plate. It's like a 95 E-Class or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But nothing in me wanted me to take a picture of that. It just kind of looked too refined and too...
Yeah, yeah.
It must have been just ahead of its time. It kind of aged very well. It doesn't look out of place.
Yeah.
Whereas you see, BX for argument's sake, or whatever, and just doesn't blend in, does it? The Jag XJR parked around the corner on a 98R.
Oh, yeah.
And again, that's sort of our kind of childhood era, but it just sort of blends in because it's rounded and everything.
Yeah, that's it. This cars like that sort of age still look quite modern. Whereas, like, from the 80s earlier, they did look very old.
I saw, speaking of this, a Mark 1 Focus earlier on, actually. I think it was on an 03. So, I mean, 20-year-old car now, isn't it? Or 21 years, rather. But yeah, it just didn't turn your head or anything. It kind of just blends in.
Yeah, well, my old neighbour, she's still got, I think hers is an 03 player or an 02. Her son bought it new, and then she had it, and yeah, it's still in the garage. And I live around the corner now, it's not too far, and I still see it. And yeah, she still uses it, not every day, but it's her daily car. And it's mint, it's immaculate, and it is you just don't see Mark 1 Focuses anymore, do you?
No. They must be pretty strong old things, I'd say, those Mark 1s, really. There's still plenty of them knocking around.
Yeah, I think if they're looked after, they are pretty good cars.
Yeah, but I guess that's probably the sort of the start of the not built to last era. Like we've said before, sort of late 90s, early noughties was kind of almost like the pinnacle, like Mark IV Golf era, for example, where you bought one and actually you could still be using it comfortably today because everything works.
Yeah.
Whereas kind of after that kind of became disposable car culture. Like it's a product, you buy it for 10 years, you buy it for like 15 years, you pay X amount a month, and then when it's done, you throw it away.
Yeah, well, my deal is a 24-year-old Land Rover Freelander.
Okay.
So, it's not the best car, but I've had it 5 years and it's never let me down. Everyone knocks them, but keep on top of like bit of preventative maintenance, and it's been a good daily. I paid 800 quid for it, so
it's probably gone up.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Stocks and shares.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ride that wave long enough, though. That's what happens, isn't it? Like, they drop.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's ever going to be worth a vast amount, but.
It's 3-door or 5-door?
A 3-door. Yeah. So you can take the roof off the back.
I was doing some stuff for work the other day writing about them, and obviously you see the value that like early 3-door discoveries are now sort of picking up. People want 3-door Range Rovers. Potentially the 3-door Freelander will.
Yeah,
I guess people want 3-door Golf GTIs, 3-door Mark 1 Escorts, Mark 2 Escorts.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You could be onto something.
Yeah, and it's got the Rover diesel in it, the L series. Like most of them are the K series, or then the diesels. They were the L series for a few years, and then it moved on to the BMW engine. The L series is quite a rare old thing.
Yeah.
And they're great. It just, it's never not started. It's a good engine, really. It's quite agricultural, but it's good.
Any interesting smells, Steve, from any of these previous cars?
Yeah, my cars don't smell of carrot like Andy's Porsche, apparently.
My car doesn't smell of carrots. I don't know where she got that from, but
I've forgotten about that.
I listened to it this morning after made me laugh. No, not really. Probably cigar smoke, really.
Of course, yeah.
Do you recall the sale of any of the vehicles? Was that kind of a driveway sale, or did they keep the cars till they got scrapped? Or
yeah, pretty much most things just got kept until they went to the scrapyard. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, we kept stuff for quite a long time. But the only thing we sold was the XR3i.
Yeah.
Was the car dealer Barry Cheeseman, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was he like a friend of the family, or was he just like a local sort of?
No, it was just like an ex-fleet disposal place in Knutsford.
Okay.
And I just remember his name because it was such a good name.
We bought a Citroen AX from a place called Sizzy. Can't remember the guy's first name. And we went out for this test drive, 1.4 diesel Citroen AX Blue, 5-door. And we did this sort of loop. And the guy pointed out Phil Collins' house while we were driving along. So, Phil Collins lives there. That was obviously the clincher. We bought the car.
Excellent.
It was obviously his patter. Love pointing that out. He could have just made it up. It could be complete falsehood.
Yeah.
He's probably thinking early on in the journey, who should I use today? I could use Barry Gibb. I used that yesterday. Yeah, I used Phil Collins today.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, thinking of stuff about saying my dad being handy, I got given a Rover 214 when I was about 20 and with a blown engine and gave it my dad, and my dad took the engine out, put a new engine in it, and he ran around in that. Well, my mum used that. So dad had the Astra, mum used this Rover that my dad put the engine in. We had it for about 10 years.
Fantastic.
Probably the best thing on the car by the time we got rid of it.
Must be seriously handy, your dad then, Steve. He's doing engine changes and
yeah.
Is he still involved now in any sort of way?
Not really. No, he's got a C3 Picasso now.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Citroen. He's on his second one of them. So, no, he doesn't really do that much anymore. This old one, I serviced that for him.
Right.
Yeah, but, he likes... most Father's Days, we normally go out for a drive, like, in one of my cars, and we'll go up, like, to Buxton, some nice roads up there. And, he likes going out for a drive. Yeah.
Nice.
Do you think he had kind of a vehicle he aspired to? I guess you mentioned the MG, sort of a bit gutted he let that go.
Yeah, that's it. That's probably it, really. They moved house a couple of years ago and he was looking at getting like a classic car to knock about with and as a bit of a project. And we went to look at like a 1930s Morris.
Okay.
And he nearly bought it, but in the end he decided against it because he's 82 now. My mum does most of the driving, really. So
yeah,
it's a bit of a shame, really, because it would have been quite cool to have this little Morris. Like we test drove it and he looked pretty cool driving it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the car he regrets getting rid of is the MGB. Yeah, it sounds like it was a cool car.
Maybe you need to hide one in the garage next Christmas for him.
Yeah, that is a very good idea, yeah.
Just don't leave any tyre tracks on that grass.
Yeah. Yeah, my father-in-law is an MGB, actually. I might just borrow that for a bit and take that round.
I think you'd be paying a bit more than 50 quid, won't you, for a...
Yeah, definitely.
Have you heard the episode John talks about his dad's car?
No, I've not heard that one, no.
So, yeah, a quick synopsis. Yeah, basically, John and his brother surprised their dad with a Mercedes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I mean, this is like 15 odd years ago now, but we paid about $1,000 for it. But basically, it was like a better condition of the one that you already owned. So,
oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, there's a bit of a funny story in that when we gave him the key, I think he thought we were giving him a key for like a mobility scooter or something like that. And it was a bit of a struggle for him to get down the stairs to see the car and stuff. But yeah, obviously once he clocked it, well, we told him and stuff.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, no, it was good.
So nice. That's ace.
Good little thing to do, just to sort of lift spirits, I suppose you could say.
Yeah. Oh no, that's awesome. That's really cool.
Mm.
Yeah. No, maybe I don't think I'll be able to afford to buy him an MGB, but yeah, it'd be good to maybe go out for a spinning one.
There's no pressure, Steve. And,
I know. Yeah, you set the bar high there.
You get him a Merc if you want.
Yeah. He quite likes the Freelander, actually, so I might give him that.
Just see if you can get him a front panel and a bumper. That's all he'll be able to see in the garage.
Yeah.
Just lift it up a little bit. Just the illusion of.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Just rest a couple of wheels up against the front of the door and just lift the garage up ever so slightly, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the door's stuck again, oh no.
May as well just get a poster.
Yeah. I could do a drawing of one, actually, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. Well, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much for coming on and sharing your stories with us.
Oh, yeah, cool. No, thank you for having me, yeah.
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, it's been good fun.
All right, cheers, guys.
Nice to meet you.
Awesome.
Nice BX drop there, Andy, to kick off with.
Yeah, get our BX fix.
That was a nice little start to the year, wasn't it? It's always good to hear a dad who likes to get his hands oily and
yeah,
clearly a big influence on Steve.
Yeah, some good cars in there. Straight into it with the Datsun Cherry.
Yeah.
I think that's another one. I think my nan had so many cars. I'm sure she had a Cherry Coupe, silver one, I think.
Yeah, my cousin had for his first car, it was I don't think it was a Cherry, but it was like maybe even gone into Toyota by this point, but it was a cream colour sort of saloon. which we was very proud of at the time. I guess it was like a proper first car banger, cost literally nothing. But that's one of my earliest memories, I think, of just being sort of scooted around in the back with no seatbelts or anything like that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, some really good stories. Nice of him to, he's been following the podcast for a while. He sent us a few pictures, which we'll share. And
yeah, it's always nice to get someone on, isn't it, that's showing an interest.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we noticed we're recording this early January, so it'll probably go out late Feb, March, maybe. We do seem to have sort of shifted a gear, sort of picked up a little bit, which is really cool.
Yeah, it's good.
We need to do a thanks. So last week, Sam's episode went out, didn't it? Sam from Southern Cars, whose dad was a car dealer, she very kindly bought us quite a few coffees.
Yeah, thanks, Sam.
Or in fact, signed up for our kind of membership, if you like, for the year. So that's really going to help us kind of push us towards getting some gear to get on the road. So
definitely,
we are very grateful.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We'll wrap it up.
Yeah, good stuff.
Cheers, John.
Cheers.
Roll the credits.
Thank you for listening to My Dad's Car. I hope you enjoyed the show. Please support us. Buy us a coffee and subscribe. And tell all your friends.